section here I want to get into is chords. Now, we just went over all the exercises, and we touched on scales a little bit there, but they're good to get dexterity and to get going. But if you want to have fun with the guitar, you have to learn some chords. Rhythm is very important. Later on, I'm going to get into combining scales and stuff and chords and things. It'll be pretty cool. But to have fun, if you learn 3 chords, if you learn anything, if you're just starting out to play guitar, if you learn these 3 chords, you'll be able to play hundreds of songs. Okay, the first chord I'm going to start off with is just a regular G chord. Now, then we want to add the B note, and then we're going to add the bass note, G. This G chord has 3 G notes, 3 octaves. Next chord after this is a C chord. Now you're going to want to pick yourself up a chord book so you can learn as many chords as you can, obviously. C and D. We're not going to play these 2 strings here. These are going to be muted. G, C, D. So a lot of stuff you can do with the D chord. You can suspend it. Sound a little familiar to you, but in different circumstances, different songs, same chords. Now, what I want to point out to you, what I just did here, a lot of guitar players get frustrated because they can't change chords fast. Okay, I know it slowed me down, I was all whining about it and stuff, but you get your hands in different positions. I showed you starting out the G chord like this. Okay, let's switch this around here. I'm going to put my pinky on the high G, on the high E string. This is our G note. Catch the difference here? This leaves my first finger open and able to go to the C chord a lot quicker. Not much hand movement happening here. Back to the D. You can add more notes to this G chord. We can add this D. So we're having octave Ds happening in here. Now we just learned 3 chords. Now when you get your chord books, you're going to want to find out where to place your fingers. Press down hard so you have the chord sounding clean. You hear all the notes ringing out true. But one of the other things you want to do is you just want to sit there and envision the chord without looking at the guitar. Get to know what that C chord feels like. Get to know what the G chord feels like. The hand positions. The D chord. Get that inside your head, so all you have to do is just pick up your guitar, even if you don't have your guitar in your hand. D chord, C chord, G chord. So you'll know the positions without having to have the guitar in your hand. You'll know what they're supposed to look like. So when you pick up your guitar, you'll be there. You'll learn a lot quicker that way. The chords will come a lot easier. Now, out of these 3 chords, there's a lot you can do with them. We can do walks in between. Walking back down. Kind of little country flair there, or try this one out. So I'm doing some hammer-ons in here, little walk-ups. Also some different fingerings on this one. I want you to look at this carefully now. In the beginning, one of the first chords was a G chord that we did. I added this D note into it. Now to get into the C, it sounds a little different. We're bringing up this D. Instead of being like this, it'll be like this. So the only movement that I'm having to make here is from my first and second finger. The D, I'm picking up my pinky. The ring finger's staying down all the time. Real easy movement. Get you playing real fast. Other types of walks that you can do out of an E minor chord. This is pretty simple too. This is going to lead us up into bar chords. Now you may have noticed the sound, the tonality of the E minor chord. It's more of a darker sounding chord, kind of a bluesy sound compared to a major chord. Think of those sounds in your head and learn them. It'll help you out. Now getting into bar chords. A lot of beginner guitars. For you guys that know everything that I've been doing so far, stick around. I got some really cool stuff coming up later, and hopefully I'll be able to teach you guys something too. Now, for the beginner getting into bar chords, get out that guitar book with all those chord charts in it. We're going to learn an E major. And the book's going to show you to do an E major like this. Playing all 6 strings. Okay, what you're going to want to do to get into bar chords, just like we were doing before coming into this C chord, I have my first finger here free. Okay, we're going to take this to make our F bar chord. We're going to slide it up half a step. Each string, each finger is going to go up 1 fret. Ole! No. This is our F bar chord. Now you see what I did here. E, slide it up a half step, and I'm barring. I'm coming all the way across here. I'm squeezing down with my thumb in the back. One way to practice these is just bring your fingers straight across. And get all the strings to sound. Sometimes you'll find that a string's going to get caught in this crease in your finger where it bends. You're going to have to reposition your finger a little bit. There's our F major bar chord. Now, just like with learning the other chords by touch, just thinking where they go, do the same thing with this E major. Now, once you get this position down, it's going to be harder playing it up here. Okay, because the frets are spaced out further. You got to press down a little harder. But the cool thing here, guys and girls, there's a G chord, there's an A chord, there's a B, here's a C. You get the shape down, get your fingers built up. got 12 chords. Don't let bar chords, scare you away from playing guitar. It's going to take some work. You're going to have to build up your calluses. You're going to have to build up strength and dexterity in your hand. Now, I'm not going to go through all the names of all these chords. You can get yourself a book and study those. The seventh chords and the minor chords. Actually, major chords. Another form of bar chord, your A chord. Okay? If you check in your books, or what I'm going to show you right here now, ring finger, 2nd fret, middle finger, 2nd fret, 1st finger, 2nd fret, straight across on the B string, the G string, and the D string. That's our A chord. One way to help you practice barring, you can kind of cheat a little bit here. Now, I'm not playing this top string here. It's going suspended. You make an A suspended 4th. Okay, but the B chord, a lot of people have a problem with the B chord. This is our B bar chord. What's happening here is if you're looking at the A chord, okay, I'm switching my 1st finger out to my ring finger. I'm going to slide it up a whole step. I'm going to take my 1st finger, drop it over here on the B note, on the A string. Same deal with this pattern, this shape. All these bar chords all the way up the neck of the guitar. They're not that hard, you just have to practice. Pretty soon, you'll be like... Practice your bar chords. If you're having a tough time getting some of these chords, especially this chord here, it kind of gets hard. If you're playing your A chord like this, slide it up. This hand position is going to allow you to get the high E string. That F sharp is going to ring out. Some players play this form of bar chord like this. I've seen other guys do it this way. Why, I don't know. I can't do that. It's very uncomfortable for me. Okay. As I said, get yourself a chord book. You can learn all these chords. You'll have a great time. You'll be playing before you know it. I'm doing here, I'm embellishing on bar chords. I'm kind of cheating. A fellow guitar player that I work with in 180, Bill, always says, "Man, you always cheat on your chords." What I'm doing, if I'm playing a song that's in B flat, okay, I can cheat by just doing the upper part of the bar chord. Doing the upper part. See, I'm getting rid of this root, and you can add. Okay, and a progression like this, if I'm doing B flat to a G minor, that's going to be a little different, this next chord. It's an E flat, and I want to go to an F. This E flat chord, where the E flat comes in at, we're going to your regular D chord, raise it up a half step, you have the E flat. But looking at this bar chord, this is a bar chord. If we were to do a C chord, raise it up a half step and then bar. This becomes our root. Our pinky's our root now. Important thing with bar chords is you're going to have to learn the names of the strings and all the notes up and down the fretboard and all the way across. And that's something you're going to have to take the time and learn on your own and memorize them. Now, and you may say, well, why would I play a chord like this? One thing, if you're doing an E flat, if I'm coming from this B flat to this G minor, I don't want to have to jump all the way up here. I can, but to save movement, I go from this G minor to this E flat. Now what this is, I'm playing 2 notes of a F suspended chord instead of doing the whole chord. One reason I play chords this way is if I'm working with another guitar player, so we're not always playing the same chords. Now, if he's playing a G, or she's playing a G chord, I might want to play this G chord, or this G chord, or this one. Now, sometimes you're going to want to double each other. You'll have that real full sound of 2 G chords, but you'll have a different tonal quality happening if one guitar player is in one position, another guitar player is playing it in a different position. Okay, now getting back to this song here, with the B flat, G minor, E flat, suspended. Up to speed, it would be like. You'll notice what I'm doing when I come in here. I mentioned this earlier about muting techniques. I'm bringing my thumb across so this E string isn't like flapping. I'm not getting that one. It's cleaning up the chord. Another muting technique is I use the palm of my hand here, right along the bridge. See if you can get a little shot of this. You want to use the palm of your hand, your thumb around the neck, or even just like if you lit up on the strings a little bit. Okay, some other forms of chords that I want to get into. If we're doing a song, we do this rock song. Now it's an E minor, C, D. Now you can have one guitar player playing an acoustic guitar, and it'll kind of be like. And I'll be doing a different part. I'll be playing the same chords but in a different position, like I was showing you earlier. Let's see if I can loop that so you can get a better sound. Here with it, you go. Okay, if you want to hear what this sounds like, this cool thing about the jam man here, I'm going to speed up the tempo a little bit and start off with the E minor. Okay, adding bassier notes to your chords, really filling it out. If you're playing a softer song and you want to build up a lot of dynamics to it, or if you're doing a pretty heavy metal thing, there's a lot of bands now that are using 7-string guitars with the low B. Here's a way you can cheat. Some of you guys might not know this one. If I'm playing this E minor, I'll let the Z ring out. As I come down to this C, I can add this G note into this chord. Same thing with the D, I'm going to add the A. Imitation 7-string guitar? Could be. But it adds dynamics and depth, and you can get that tension within your playing within the chords.